All right, 10-2 part 2. Today we get to rationalize denominators. So basically when it comes to these fractions, we really don't like it when you have a radical sign in the bottom. That's like a big no-no. So what we're going to do, today they're all going to be set up such that you have a number being plus or minus with a radical sign. And then their order might be switched, it doesn't really matter. What you're going to do is you're going to multiply by what we call the conjugate. And the conjugate, check this out. It should look really familiar. Like so. If you'll notice, it's the exact same thing, except the positive-negative sign has been switched. That's what a conjugate is. It's the exact same thing, but switch the sign. If this had been a subtraction sign, you should make it a plus sign. Now, to make sure that you keep the integrity of the problem the same, you don't upset the balance, you want to go ahead and multiply the top by this as well. And what you find on the bottom is that you have two binomials being multiplied together, which if you think about how you can do your shortcut FOIL distribution, this should be pretty quick and easy, but it's okay. If you don't remember, go ahead and just distribute or FOIL. 4 times 4 is 16, and 4 times negative square root 13. The way that works is whatever's on the outside, multiply together. Whatever's on the inside or underneath the radical sign, multiply that stuff together. This is just going to be a negative 4 root 13. Now take the square root of 13 times 4, which is a positive 4 root 13. And last but not least, a minus positive, or I'm sorry, the square root of 13 times 13 is 169. And if you notice, the middle two terms are going to cancel. And that's why you use the conjugate, because the conjugate will let the middles cancel every single time. It's amazing. So now I have 16 minus, wait. The square root of 169? Well, heck, the square root of 169 is 13. So the bottom is actually 16 minus 13, which equals 3. Okay, I got a little sidetracked. That was all just the bottom. On the top, what you're going to end up with is just regular distributive property. So 6 times 4 is 24. And then 6 times the square root, negative square root of 13 is negative 6 square root 13. And it's all being divided by this happy 3 right there. Now you're not quite done. You do want to double check. Can you simplify? Does this 3 evenly divide into both 24 and 6? And the answer this time is yes, it does. So do that. 24 divided by 3 is 8. And 6 divided by 3 is 2. You do not simplify what's underneath the radical sign. You only do what's over here. Okay, so that's my answer. Let's try another one. So I made sure to choose one with some negatives on the bottom this time. Again, you're going to multiply by the conjugate. So the conjugate, again, you take the bottom, you write down the exact same thing, except you switch the middle sign. Notice I'm not switching the negative 3. That gets to stay. I only switch the middle one. And whatever you do to the bottom, you're going to need to do to the top today, so that you keep the problem the same. And knowing that I'm using the conjugate, I'm going to go ahead and shortcut FOIL this. Remember, the way you do that is you square the negative 3's. So negative 3 squared is a positive 9. And then square the square root of 10 and put a minus sign in the middle. Like so. So that's going to be a negative 1. Now I'm going to distribute on the top. So negative 2 times negative 3 is a positive 6. And negative 2 times a positive square root of 10 is going to be a negative 2 square root 10. Can you see up there? Okay. Now, technically, yeah, I mean, you probably wouldn't have to worry about, we all know that that's all divisible, but we don't really like seeing divided by negative 1. We'd rather just go ahead and move that negative sign to the top. And now you don't have to have that denominator at all. So my final answer is negative 6 plus 2 square root of 10. All right, see you tomorrow.